Hello Arctic Warriors, I'm Cadet Wallach and I'm going to teach you a little thing about knots. I encourage you all to grab a piece of rope or a shoelace and follow along this video, pausing it as you need. The first knot we're going to learn is the square knot. The square knot is used for so many different things. Some people tie their shoes with them, also attaching two different pieces of rope together, and it's possibly the simplest knot we're going to go through today. It's as simple as right over left and left over right. So we're going to start out with right over left, and then left over right, and then boom, you have a square knot. The next knot we're going to learn is the bowline. The bowline is used for pretty much anything because it creates a loop that won't slip on itself. It can also be used as a rescue knot when you throw out to somebody. There are several different ways to tie the bowline. I'm going to teach you this way because it's good at explaining how the mechanics of the knot work. So you're going to start with this running end. And with this running end, you're going to make an overhand loop. Overhand loop. Then, with that running end, you're going to pretend that it's a bunny rabbit. Now this bunny rabbit is on crack, so he's going to run up out of his hole, run around his tree, and then dive right back into his hole. And you have a bowline. The next knot we're going to learn is two half hitches. This knot is a slip knot that attaches to a fixed position. The two half hitches is very simple to tie because you're pretty much going to do the same thing twice. So you're going to take the running end of your rope and put it around your fixed position. You have the running end and the standing end. You're going to take the running end and put it underneath the standing end. Take the running end, put it through that loop you just made, and pull it tight. You're now going to do the same thing again. Take the running end, put it underneath the standing end, and put it through that loop you just made, and pull it tight. The next knot we're going to learn is the figure 8 knot. The figure 8 knot is often used in rappelling, climbing, and is an essential knot to use when tying up a rope bridge. A lot of people get tripped up on the figure 8 knot because they don't understand how many turns this loop needs to do. So when you're tying a normal overhand knot, you normally make one loop and then take your running end and stick it through that loop and pull it tight. This is just a regular overhand knot. To tie a figure 8 knot, you're going to start with this loop, but then you're going to twist it 180 degrees, and then take your running end and stick it through that loop. When it's pulled tight, it should make a figure 8. The double figure 8 knot is the exact same thing as the first figure 8 knot, only this is done with two pieces of rope so that you can make a loop out of it. You're going to start it out the same way, make your loop, turn it 180 degrees, take your running end, stick it through that loop, and pull it tight, and you have a figure 8. This can be used to attach a carabiner to, or yeah! The next thing we're going to learn how to tie is a rappel seat, or a Swiss seat. This is used throughout the Army if you're ever climbing or rappelling. What are you reading there, generic MS1?
Oh, Cadet Wallach, I didn't see you there. I was just brushing up on FM 3-21.5, because everyone knows you can't tie knots if you can't properly march in step.
So in order to tie the Swiss seat, you need between 10 and 12 feet of rope. When you take this rope, you want to divide it in half perfectly, and then grip the end that has the loop. You're going to take the loop end of that rope and stick it on your non-dominant side. I'm right-handed, so it's going on my left hip. You're then going to take one half of that rope and bring it around front. Once it's around front, you're going to make a loop over itself 1, 2 times and pull it tight above your hips. Once you have this nice and tight, you're going to let these pieces of rope droop between your legs, and you're going to grab them from behind yourself. You're then going to go sky to ground over this rope with these running ends. And it's important that you go towards the middle. Oftentimes people will go sky to ground but to the outside. And if you go to the outside, it's not going to work. So make sure you go to the middle. You're then going to take these two ends and pulling them really hard down towards the ground. You're going to squat 3 times. 1, 2, 3. You're then going to bring these ropes back over to your non-dominant side, for me, my left. And you're going to tie a square knot as tight as possible. Once you have your square knot tied, you need to do some safety knots. To do your safety knots, you're going to go underneath this top rope, from ground to sky. You're going to leave this loop here, and you're going to go back towards the square knot and through this loop that you just made. And you're going to do the same thing with the back. So ground to sky, make a loop, go back towards the square knot, and through the loop you just made. All this excess rope should be tucked into a pocket. The last step is you need to take your carabiner, and with the claw dragging it down your chest, you're going to clip into both chunks of rope. So you go through the top one and through the bottom one, so that the clip is up. Make sure the clip is not locked. Yeah, so during my last deployment to Fort Knox...
Wallach, we're live.
So, the next thing we're going to learn how to do is how to tie handcuffs. This is a little added bonus just for fun. So tying handcuffs is very simple. You have your running end right here, and you're going to make an overhand loop so that the running end is on top. You're then, in this section of rope, going to make another loop with the running end on top. After that, you're going to take the first loop and lay it on top of the second loop. You will then reach under, grab this part from the first loop, and reach on top and grab this part from the second loop, and pull them tight. Then you have yourself some handcuffs. I want to thank you all for watching today. I hope this video was not too boring.